welcome back. Today we are going to talk about Othello's work. And my name is Maffer. My partners are
Ana González.
I am Joana Baravillasana.
And I am Elias Avilanes.
we are going to discuss many points of the work, but we are going to start with the setting.
Well, first, it's important to mention what is the setting, and well, is the place and or historical moment in which the plot of a story unfolds. The year the story takes place is in 1887, and the country is Venice.
Secondly, it's important to say that the author was William Shakespeare Arden. He is a famous playwright, and the literary genre is dramatic and lyrical.
The subgenre of Othello is tragedy, and also it's important to say that it was written in the modern period.
And finally, I mentioned the literary current, the various interpretations. The focus this article is on visual, liminal aesthetics of the production and consists in 5 acts.
Well, the next point that we are going to talk about is the conflict. We are going to analyze it.
Well, as we have already said, this work is a tragedy. So we can analyze the main character is completely destroyed physically and morally.
And for that reason, we came to the conclusion that there are 3 main problems in Othello's work. The first was envy, the second was distrust, and the last and the most important, it was jealous.
Othello lost his mind because of the ideas that Iago said to Othello. He started to distrust Desdemona.
And at the end of Othello's work, he couldn't stand the jealousy and he killed Desdemona and took his own life.
That we are going to talk about the characters.
Well, the first character that we have is Iago. He wants to be Othello's lieutenant. I think he's an intelligent character and he knows how to manipulate others and deceive them as he gains Othello and Rodrigo's trust. He makes Othello believe that he is honest and that he's helping him, but he's just the opposite. He provokes jealousy and hatred in Othello towards Desdemona. In my opinion, he treats her wife badly and uses her. He's an envious and treacherous character. That's why he causes many deaths in the story.
Rodrigo, Venetian knight in love with Desdemona. He bears a grudge against Othello for being married to Desdemona. He asks Iago for help to conquer her, but is betrayed by him. And well, in the case of Brabantio, he is Desdemona's father, but he wants to have everything under control and does not accept that his daughter marries Othello. And well, also I think that he tries to get her away from him.
He's the Othello's lieutenant. In my point of view, I think that he was a good man and a good lieutenant, but he had the bad luck to get involved into his evil plan of Jago. And at the end, Othello ends up taking away his lieutenant position and swear his death for believing that he was cheating on him with his wife. Um, the co-star was Desdemona. She is Othello's wife, and in my point of view, I think that he was the victim because at the end of in the middle of the story, she ends up getting scared of her husband's reaction to something that she was unaware of. And before she dies, she asks God and Othello for mercy, but he, guided by their jealous and kill her but for something that she didn't do.
More and general of the Venetian army who causes envy for his marriage to Desdemona. That envy and hatred toward him makes him the target of Iago to carry out his evil plans. Guided by his jealousy, he kills his wife and is worse dead to Cassio. Knowing the truth of the whole story, he wants Iago and commits suicide. And another character is Emilia. She is Iago's wife. Her husband does not appreciate her and treats her badly, accuses her of being a liar and deceives her in order to carry out his plans. She finally shows her sincerity and humility when she discovers all her husband's lies.
The stage of the history with the seven-step tax pyramid.
Yeah, the stage of the story are: first one, exposition. Rodrigo is in love with Desdemona, but she loves Othello, and Iago resents that Othello promote Cassio as lieutenant and not him. Rodrigo tells Brabantio about the relationship between Desdemona and Othello. Brabantio accuses Othello of having bewitched her daughter, but she confesses that they really are in love with her. The next part is the inciting incident. Then Iago gets Cassio drunk and causes a fight with Rodrigo, and which causes Othello to remove Cassio from his position. Then Iago convinces Cassio to ask for Desdemona's help. The recent action, uh, when Cassio asks Desdemona for help, Othello meets him and Iago convinces Othello that Desdemona is cheating on him. Complication. In this part, Desdemona drops the handkerchief that Othello gave her on her honeymoon, and it reaches the hands of Iago, who lives in Cassio's room. And then is the climax.
The climax, Othello believes that what Iago tells him is true. Othello is consumed with jealousy and is will revenge on Cassio. Reversal. Othello becomes convinced that Desdemona is unfaithful to him. Othello begins to violate Desdemona. In the resolution, Othello decides to kill Desdemona and orders Iago to kill Cassio. Iago kills Rodrigo so that he doesn't interfere with his plans. Othello smothers Desdemona with a pillow. Emilia realizes this and calls the authorities, but Othello tells her that Desdemona was unfaithful to her. And the denouement, Othello stabs Iago but does not kill him. Then Othello commits suicide. Then Iago takes a vow of silence. Ludovico appoints Cassio as Othello's successor and orders him to punish Iago.
The 2 points that we are going to talk about are really important because they are shown in the word. The first was the racism, because in that time racism was really high, and for that reason no one believed that Othello was worth anything. The first test that Othello has to pass was when Brabantio didn't think that his daughter could marry a black man, and Brabantio thought that Othello gave to his daughter a potion, and for that reason she accepted to marry Othello. Another important point to say was the stereotypes, because in that time, Black people didn't have like a height commands in anything. And people always questioned if Othello really deserved his command in war because they didn't believe that a Black man could be good at something. And yeah.
About what is important about Shakespeare's work in the English literature. And well, Shakespeare used all the linguistic resources at his disposal, such as irony, metaphor, rhythm, and rhyme. And he also creates many words and expressions used today. Some 1700 words come from his ability to turn nouns into verbs, to add prefixes or suffixes, to join words that had never been put together before, and well, or simply to invent them.
And that's all from us. See you later. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you for
Bye.
watching this video.